Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. I am at the tail end of a cold, so my voice is worse than usual. I hope you'll bear with me. I'm here with a quick layout process video as part of the design team over at the Counterfeit Kit Challenge, where we are challenged this time to use the word love in our layout. So, challenge accepted. All right, I thought about doing another layout about my cats because I love them so dang much, but I'm going to spare you that today. I'm going to go back to some theater photos that are from 2023, and I am going to, speaking of cats, here is Xander. He's not usually one of my table cats, but he showed up today. At any rate, I've got that photo of the cast of my daughter's theater performance, and they were waiting to hear the announcement of the show for the following year, and they love theater so much that they're always excited to think ahead to the next year. So that is the story I'm telling today. I have my counterfeit kit here, and you can see I've pulled out some pieces, including washi tape, some arrows, and some cameras, and now I'm looking for what I want the base papers to be. And because there's nice poppy colors in parts of the photo, I went ahead and used my brightest, poppiest color background. So that's what we're going to do with this. And the diagonals on that background paper is going to start leading me towards a layout design and using those angles to draw attention to aspects of the layout. So with some choices in mind. Oh, and I chose this to be the grounding for my photo and my title. I have gone ahead and matted my photo with a little bit of black as well. And when I put my kit together this month, if you haven't seen that, I'll pop it up in the corner and I'll put a link down in the description. I included a die set of letters for doing my titles, as well as some Lawn Fawn 6x6 paper pads that have smaller prints on them. I'm going to zhuzh up my title a little bit by pulling in some fun foam from the craft store, and that die set that I have with the alphabet also included a few bits and pieces, including this heart, so I'm going to use that as the center of my O. So I've got my entire alphabet glued together. I've left a drop shadow on that alphabet with that black fun foam. So I'm kind of zhuzhing up my title a bit here. And then I'm going to use those angles on that background paper to add a little more embellishment with my washi tape. And I have a lot of washi tape in my kit this month, but the hearts make the most sense with the word love. So I'm going to add that to places here and there. When I'm adding things, I generally like to add groups of 3, so you can see once I've got all this washi tape in place, I have got 3 rows of the washi going on. And then I'm going to start using these cork arrows to be the basis of building up some clusters. As I'm working on this, I do start with my photo and stuff set more off to the left, and you'll see me change it up here in a minute. I did pull in another piece of washi tape down there under the photo because I was going to do a subtitle and write my journaling down there. And then you'll see me change that later because this washi tape is the only of that kind and it's out of place. So I will change that. The next thing I do is grab this little paper pad, which I've had in my stash for a while, but it has a lot of little phrases on it, which makes sense for this layout. So I pulled out a few, and I'll pick and choose 3 of them because I like to put my embellishment clusters in groups of 3. And I will use those as building blocks to these embellishment clusters. All right, here is where I'm feeling like those clusters are not working because the visual triangle is set outside of where all of the kids in the photo are. So I want to move that photo so that when I reframe these clusters, that visual triangle will now go through the kids in the photo. So I will show it to you here in a moment as I set things back in place. Oh, and I use this little wire camera that I created in my forgery on the 4th video. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out. Creating these wires was not entirely successful, but I'm going to go with it and use it. All right, now I've got those clusters back in place, and I believe I'm going to show you how that line of the visual triangle now goes through the kids in the photo, so that works better. That's where I removed that subtitle washi tape. I didn't like it at all. Oh, here is where I am gluing down the wire. It really is not that hard. You just add some taps of glue to the back of the wire, and I usually add more than is needed, and I can tap off the extra because that way I know I've got plenty of glue on there. And then a bit, I'm just dipping that in the excess glue, and then a bit of weight on top of that wire will help it all stay in place. All right, here is what I decided to do with the subtitle. I just found extra alphabet set in my stash that is black because I've got black with the matting the photo and black in my title. I wanted to add more bits of black to the layout to help with the cohesiveness of everything and the repetition. All right, I've got the subtitle and my journaling on there. Now, the flow of the layout goes from kind of bottom left to upper right in terms of the diagonal stripes, but the journaling will read the other direction. It's okay to break outside of some of those flow rules when things work out in certain ways. And my journaling just seemed to fit best on that yellow stripe. So that's what I did with that. All right, I added a couple more pieces of black washi tape that had phrases on it to finish off the layout. And there you can see one of them with my journaling embellishment block. That is it for this time around. I will be back on the 18th with another design team layout process video for you. And until then, I hope you have an artful day.